BAAM I was inspired, of course, by South by Southwest. I thought that was always a cool idea, but what gave me that idea here was my TV show I had on Bright House Cable for about 3 years, called Real Art Birmingham Live. It was produced by Bright House, Tim Stout over there, and I hosted it and co-produced it with them. Had great times, man. Had really exposed to some local talent and the history here. We would interview them, and it's got a real backdrop that Birmingham was, you know, a live place, you know, where live music exists. You know, speak music here, no doubt. Well, the idea is to use the venues to showcase the artists that play in those venues. So rather than it being stretched out over a month, what we've done is take the average programming for a venue and squeeze it all into one weekend, which kind of allows the audience to enjoy the music, you know, in a block way. It's kind of like playing an iPod song after song. And we decided to program it for the liking of the neighborhood, you know. So we reflected, the programming is really a reflection of all the artists that play here anyway. And so we just thought we'd pull them all together for the weekend and showcase what Birmingham has going on. Well, we have 12 venues. A lot of the venues are centrally located because we're providing transportation. So, you know, you've got Zydeco, Workplay, Stillwater, Bottletree, Old Car Heaven, and then the district, rather the Loft District, you've got Rogue Tavern, Metro Bistro, Matthews Bar and Grill, Wine Loft, and of course we have the Nick and Rojo and Parkside. And so basically, you know, some of the restaurants have gotten involved, giving us some discounts for our patrons, and all. We don't have food part of it, but, you know, our VIPs can get 10% off on some of what they buy and all of that. So, I mean, it's within the south side and the downtown area, primarily. You know, necessity is the mother of invention at the end of the day. You know, you kind of create things based on the need. And I was able to identify a need that I felt the community had a void for, a hunger for, and decided to stew it up. And so, why not Birmingham was my motto. Like, you know, got to introduce another energy into urban environments, because, you know, I'm under the impression that urban environments, no matter where they are, take care of themselves. People congregating together with multiple ideas have a way of coming together as something. Truthfully, for this year, if we can get through this, that would be a minor miracle. But what I hope happens as a result of this is that there would be a heightened sense of camaraderie. Like it was a good idea to get that many people to work together. I mean, we confirmed 130 bands in 12 venues. All of those venues helping to cross-promote one another, you know, which is a rare thing in general. I mean, no matter where you go. But, you know, we were able to create a very cohesive relationship with our arts and our business community. And I hope next year it grows into more venues, you know, where we can really have a citywide festival. Use outdoor spaces, our funding grows, and we're able to really expand the idea. And you know, rebrand the city, bring Birmingham up to a contemporary dialogue and perception. I have to say, like, when we went into the programming of this, I had no clue about all these other things that were going on. You know, we thought we had a quiet weekend, and we couldn't have been more wrong as far as, like, the month of August. But again, you know, city stages and the Heritage Festival left a void. And I think people started rushing to fill that void, you know. I mean, Birmingham's a festival city. The Southeast is a festival region. You know, live music is king in the South. Period. You know, and there's not a lot of industry here, so you tend to find a lot of raw talent that's very undiscovered and very genuine and original. And I think that's all playing into the timing of all of this. So it grew out of, once again, that necessity of showcasing and giving some people something to hold on to, you know, something that they can have fun with. You know, I was just, you know, upset City Station was going. I always look forward to it. I've been here 6 years. I've been there just about every year. And it evolved, and they did what they did, and now we're doing what we do. That's what it is. I can comfortably say that we have, in our programming, touched every existing demographic in Birmingham outside of the Latin community, which isn't as represented in this particular event that I would have liked, but that's going to change dramatically next year. And we have more of a resource base, and we can do some of the basic research. A lot of what is on the program now came out of the mind of the programming committee, so we worked with what was familiar. And in that sense, fortunately, a lot of us have background in music and knew how to program a diverse festival, at least give people that kind of diversity that they would be able to appreciate. So that's where that came from, is really trying to reach. Of course, over the mountain would be great, getting people going. I mean, we're using a lot of media to help stimulate that kind of relationship. But at the same breath, I think now this one is by musicians for musicians. That's where this one's coming from. I mean, we hope that we can keep our, you know, idealistic viewpoint as this grows, you know, to celebrate Birmingham, and at the same time make it beneficial. We're paying most of the artists. Some of them have done it for free, but we want to create that kind of culture where there's a healthy exchange of commerce and art. I wanted to kind of touch on a little bit of the visual art community and how we're incorporating various genres of art. And what I'll say about that is that we want to include not just music, it's Birmingham arts and music. I mean, music is our predominant thrust, but we have engaged the visual art community. Fantastic artists are on board. Our arts committee is doing a fantastic job in bringing in that particular market so that there's more of a cohesive expression of what's been really going on here. And it's all just a prelude to Art Walk, and then there's Art on the Rocks, and then several different, you know, continued events that we just want to align ourselves with. I feel like, you know, Birmingham, and from what I understand, I tend not to always be so receptive to, you know, what I would consider outside influences. I no longer consider myself an outsider here, you know. I mean, Roll Tide all the way live, you know what I mean? I'm there, not being facetious, but I truly feel like I'm part of a community here, you know? I've done a lot of work, activist work, you know, fundraising work, and when I was in a time of need, Birmingham showed up and represented the arts community. Several people took the time when I was going through some challenging times to acknowledge my presence here, and this is definitely a returning of the favor, so to speak. It's been a beautiful thing. I hope it sends a message, you know, primarily to Birmingham itself, which, you know, has had its issues with esteem. You know, people ask me, what are you doing here every time I come, you know, and when I first got here, it was something I felt like, wow, I can't believe how much I had to explain that. In New York, I took for granted, people were like, I know why you're in New York. You know what I'm saying? Like, why aren't you here? And here, it was like, well, I'm here because, you know, it offers a whole other exchange for me, and the potential here is grand, man. You've got a vision, you know, you have the tools and the potential to pull it together here. So that's what it's about.